Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? AOA Podcast Wednesday episode, rare one because we're actually going to be covering the presidential address. The president is about to address the nation here. He's going to go live any minute, and we're going to carry that and comment along because I think we're seeing, two things. I think we're seeing the unraveling of the Trump presidency with our other topics here. Dan Bongino out at the FBI, the Vanity Fair interview that everybody has been reading and talking about, and the pending release of the Epstein files coming up on Friday. And now, here we are 2 days before with a presidential address. Shortly after he ordered a blockade against Venezuela and has this claim out there that Venezuela stole their own oil from us. So we have a lot to unpack on this episode, and we're going to do it all together. Just you and I, well, and the president too. Chat going here and going strong. We're standing by for the president's address. Like I said, any moment that'll be happening. Some of the other topics that we may or may not have time to go over. Nick Reiner was in court today in shackles for the first court appearance after the brutal alleged slaying of his parents, the legendary Rob Reiner and his wife, who was an unbelievable photographer, who, by the way, here's a little factoid for you to get things started off the top of the show. Rob Reiner's wife was a photographer. She shot the photo that is on, I think, the cover of the inside jacket of Trump's first book. We'll get back to that in a second. Let's go over to the president of the United States, who is at the podium and is ready to address the nation.
I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels with law enforcement, and words such as that just absolutely forbidden.
Sounds like he's playing the hits to start the show here.
And our country was laughed at from all over the world, but they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens.
Should we take a shot every time we hear you've never seen before?
They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hardworking people of our country. the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety.
I mean, is this? We're expecting an announcement of
Washington D.C.
Venezuela.
Levels.
Is this just preamble, or is he
never seen before? And they decimated.
Is he just coming on to tell everybody how great he is with?
We did that all by ourselves
with Garland in the background,
and we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population.
Let me tell you what I always tell you, but this time it's a Christmas version.
Are now down 94%. We have broken the grip of sinister woke radicals in our schools, and control over those schools is back now in the hands of our great and loving states where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close.
I mean, he's got to have something better than this, because this is not going to distract people from the Epstein files on Friday. It's not going to happen.
Iran nuclear threat and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I am bringing those high prices down, and bringing them down very fast. Let's look at the facts. Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22%, and in many states, 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they're all coming down, and coming down fast. Democrat politicians also sent the cost of groceries soaring, but we are solving that too. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on. Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that the wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that, 100%.
I mean, there's no way he asked the networks for primetime airtime to just regurgitate the same stuff that he always says. There's no way. There has to be something at the end of all this.
Record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs. which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen, AI, automobiles.
We haven't seen. That's number 3. You guys should be on your way to a buzz right now if you're playing the shots game.
There's never
should be well on your way. Paul
like
says,
it.
and he certainly did. You don't think there's a whopper coming here? Oh my God.
Absolutely dead. Our country is ready to fail.
Let's do a quick poll
now
in the
we're
comments.
The hottest country anywhere.
Does he have a real news story here worth taking the primetime slot or not?
Next year, you will also see
something's coming or this is it. Put it in the comments right now. Something's coming or this is it.
Accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security.
Cristela
for
is the smartest person
seniors.
here.
Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year. And next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed one big beautiful bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend in honor of our nation's founding in 1776. We are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military. And I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military. And last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices.
All right, so $1,776 for our active military. That's nice. I don't think anybody can argue with that. That's nice. I'm sure they'll appreciate the extra 1,700. Very cute that he did 1,776. I get it.
The cost of this giant dollar reduction, they stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. Damn. It's called most favored nation.
Never conceived possible? I don't think that's never seen before. That doesn't count.
Courage or ability to get this done until
I'm going to make a call here and say that one doesn't count. We're still at 3.
Unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website. Trump will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich, and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds, as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon. And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody, or certainly not very soon. Prices on electricity and everything else will fall dramatically. The Democrat inflation disaster, again, the worst in the history of our country, also robbed millions of Americans of home ownership and indeed the American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see, the numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this, in the new year, I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion.
The New Year is about 2 weeks away, just for everybody counting at home. It's 2 weeks.
Thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed. Over 60%.
Introducing Canva email. Now, it's
are we literally getting a live ad in the middle of the presidential address?
Drop, and export.
Jesus
no coding
Christ,
that will
you
take
two.
days.
What the fuck? Take a night
the
off.
cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans. In the year before my election, all net creation of jobs was going to foreign migrants. Since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American
Mercury, that's classic. Yay, and
citizens. 100%. In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American
nominated for
citizen,
comment of the
those
episode,
who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. And we're going to put an end to it. For so long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power, exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore, and you see that every day, not anymore. We're putting America first, and we are making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back, stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic
I'm starting to think that there's nothing else
complete the
but this.
comeback of
This is
America
crazy.
that began just 1 year
This is
ago.
nuts. If he
When
grabbed
the world looks at us
prime
next
time
year, let them see a nation that is
to
loyal
say
its
something that he
citizens,
says all the time.
faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all.
That was it?
I'm stunned. This is an awkward support. Yeah, that is it. Stunned. Stunned that was it. I thought for sure we were getting something far more important than that. I cannot believe that was it. I would like to apologize. In my podcasting career, and I'll include my radio career, have never misjudged a lead topic more in my entire life than this one right here. I thought for sure this was going to be some sort of big distraction from the Epstein thing. With the blockade announced on Venezuela and the whole oil claim, I thought for sure they were going to be announcing a strike or of some sort, or some sort of border, shoring up the border with troops or something like that. I mean, I thought that there was going to be some. I mean, there was reports today that Congress was prepped that there was going to be military action. I mean, usually Congress is told. I cannot believe he asked for prime time airtime to just spew out the only thing new in that whole speech was the troops getting a one-time payment of $1,776. $1,776. That's unbelievable. I cannot believe he just wasted everybody's time with that. That was unbelievable. He was also very loud. He was also blowing out that microphone. Just little minor radio guy OCD. That was just back up a little bit. Big man. Let's take it back a little bit there, big dog. Again, he's certainly boasting a lot of things. I don't know if every average American is seeing these things. I don't know if every average American is seeing, the discounts. Yes, the turkey was less than it was last year, but as we've talked about on this show, all the sides and everything else were a bit more. They were comparing Walmart, turkey deal prices against where, most. I mean, I know a lot of Americans shop at Walmart. I shop at Walmart. Whenever Cuddles will let me. She's more of a Target kind of a girl, but I'll go to the Walmart when I can. We all know the prices are up. I mean, gas seems to be kind of where it was. Look, are we poised for something great? We'll see. He certainly seems to think so. We've yet to see it. Look, I'm not. I can see the live chat. I'm not crazy as crazy and upset as a lot of people are, because I know that it takes a while to get things going, so I was kind of reserving, whatever. But I mean, if you're telling us, hold on tight, it's coming. Okay. That's one thing, but don't tell us it's great right now, because I don't think a lot of people feel that it is. I mean, just go to the store. I mean, try and buy food. Food's astronomical. Food costs astronomical right now. Healthcare costs astronomical. Astronomical. We're on year 5 of a Trump presidency, albeit interrupted 4 years by the Biden administration. We're on year 5 of a Trump presidency, and nobody since Obama has touched healthcare, has been able to do anything with it. Now, as I understand it, there was a bill passed in the House today after, here's the headline. Speaker Johnson ekes out healthcare bill victory after House GOP Obamacare rebellion. GOP lawmakers joined Democrats to force a House vote on expiring Obamacare tax subsidies on House Republicans passed a bill they say will lower healthcare costs for a broad swath of Americans by roughly 11%. I wonder how much a broad swath is. I wonder if I'm in that swath. I could use some lower healthcare costs. It's a victory for Speaker Mike Johnson, who has been managing deep divisions within the House GOP on the topic of healthcare, as insurance premiums are set to spike across the country in a matter of weeks. One glaring issue remains unresolved is Obamacare subsidies, which were enhanced during the COVID-19 pandemic, but are set to expire at the end of the year. The legislation passed 216 to 211. Just one Republican, Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky, voted against it, along with all House Democrats. The bill's passage comes just hours after a group of moderate Republicans joined a Democrat-led discharge position to force a vote on extending the subsidies for another 3 years. A discharge position, as we've all learned, which was effectively used in the Epstein situation, is a mechanism for overriding the will of House leaders to get a chamber-wide vote on a specific legislation. Provided it has support from a majority of lawmakers, it sets up a legislative vote for some time in the new year. Each of the 4 House Republicans made clear that backing Democrats' bill was not their first choice, but that they felt they were left with few options after Johnson made clear this week that there would not be a separate vote on extending the subsidies before the end of the year. The majority of the House Republicans are against extending subsidies, at least without significant reforms. Conservatives have argued that the subsidies amount to throwing more money at a long broken system that does little to tackle the actual cost of health care. So I don't know what this other Republicans also plan to appropriate funding for cost sharing reductions beginning in 2027, which are designed to lower out-of-pocket medical costs in the individual healthcare market. House GOP leadership aides said it would bring down the cost of premiums by 12%. I mean, I don't even know if 12% is enough for people. I mean, what are the premiums gone up in the last few years? It's just been insane. And I'm just against. I don't even care how we got here anymore. I'm more down to the point of let's just fix it. Like I could only hear blame be thrown around so much until we just go. Can you just fix it? Can we just fix it? Like I have a good idea. Fix it. That would be great. You know, that would be a lovely thing. I cannot believe he wasted everybody's time regurgitating the same old stuff that we've heard time and time again. Ask the networks for airtime in prime time to tell us everything we've heard already. Did he fear that his message wasn't getting across? I mean, I'm going to go ahead and give Neil a nomination here because Trumpstein Files, how has nobody come up with that yet? Trumpstein Files is good. Have you seen that somewhere, Neil? Because that's, if you just got to that now and you were the first one, I mean, shame on a lot of us because Trumpstein Files is good. That's pretty good. No, Brooke, I am really shocked. I thought I am stunned. This is Ant stunned. I thought for sure there would be something there to some new. I thought for sure it was Venezuela. I mean, I hope I didn't get wrapped up in a conspiracy theory here. But again, there was a report earlier that Congress was prepped, that they had been apprised of the situation. The president ordered a blockade. He said it's our oil. They stole our oil on their land, which is okay. All right. That's one thing. But I don't know. And we have oil. There's plenty of, there's oil. We have oil. We get oil from other places. I don't know if we necessarily need Venezuela oil. But I thought between the boats and the blockade now and him saying it was our oil, I thought for sure he would have announced at the very least sanctions. I mean, something. I thought there would be something. Or something to like keep the lore of, hey, we might bomb this country out there to distract from the Epstein files, because we are 48 hours away from that, less than 48 hours away from the Epstein files. And I don't know. I thought there would be a big distraction. I really thought there would be a big distraction. Who's Anthony Owens? Oh wait, is that are you making fun of are you making fun of me as Candace Owens? Let me do my Candace Owens. Hold on. Wait. I can tell you that there will be a war in Venezuela. Okay? I have studied this, and Charlie Kirk came to me in a dream, and he told me that there will be a war in Venezuela. Okay? And Brigitte Macron has a penis. And scene. Thank you. No, it felt good. It felt good coming out. I thought I was really channeling her. I felt like I had my hair up in a tight bun like she does. Robin, please. Thank you. That's kind of you. That's kind of you. Bob Macron. I saw her on Piers Morgan, who I don't know if Nick, what's his name, asshole fuckface there said this, but somebody started calling him Penis Morgan. I mean, that's funny. That's pretty good. I do like Penis Morgan. It's pretty, I mean, how could you not laugh at Penis Morgan? But anyway, Piers Morgan had Candace Owens on, and he was like, hey, we've seen this movie before. Remember when Alex, what the fuck is his name? The crazy guy, Alex, the conspiracy theory guy, I can't remember anything anymore. Alex Jones. Thank you. Piers Morgan goes, you remember when Alex Jones was out there and telling everybody all these conspiracy theories and pumping up? He's like, that was Sandy Hook. And he made a ton of money off of it at the time, made a career out of it, basically. And then he had to pay. Then he lost everything. And Piers Morgan told Candace, he's like, I think you're kind of going. And she's like, she's like, Bridget Macron has a penis. He's got a penis. She just would not let up on it. It was pretty unbelievable. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I'm gonna see if I can find that clip for you, because she was in rare form today. And I gotta say, Piers Morgan is like, he's getting these big interviews. He's getting these crazy conspiracy people, and he's putting them on, old school mainstream media, and he's asking them questions. He's asking them the questions that they refuse to answer on their own shows. He's making them ask the questions that I feel that you and I are all screaming at our phones and our iPads and our TVs when we hear this shit from people of like, well, why don't you, figure this out or figure this out, and it's like, they never answer this stuff. And at least I'll give them credit that at least they're going on Piers Morgan. But I don't think they're all coming out of this looking like all that great. Oh, there's like 40,000 clips now. I guess this was a big interview today. Oh, Penis Morgan. What would we do without you? On Twitter right now, Venezuela is trending in 877,000 posts, while the presidential address is trending at 2,909 posts. That's a problem. Those two things don't line up. Just to go to show you where the world thinks we were going and now where we are actually going. Well, whatever. You'll have to just take my word for it that Candace Owens was shouting penis multiple times on the Piers Morgan show. That was an accident. Sorry. Dan Bongino is out at the FBI. He put a tweet out earlier today saying, peace. Thanks for the memories, everybody, but I gotta go. It's time to leave. And much to the surprise of no one, this was one of the worst appointments that we've ever seen I don't even know if you can, is an assistant, is a deputy director at a cabinet position. I mean, I guess so. He tweeted earlier today, I will be leaving my position with the FBI in January. I want to thank President Trump, AG Bondi, and Director Patel for the opportunity to serve with purpose. Most importantly, I want to thank you, my fellow Americans, for the privilege to serve you. God bless America and all those who defend her. That was basically it. Not really sure if he quit or was pushed out. There was rumors that nobody's happy with anything anywhere, basically. I mean, we've kind of seen this movie before as well, too, with President Trump, right? Like, people don't really last for a long time around him and in his orbit. Now, outside of his children, and even some of his children's spouses that we've seen, they don't stick around too long with President Trump. People come in and out very quick of his orbit, and Dan Bongino is definitely one of those people. What will be very interesting to see and what will be very telling for the future of this current administration is what he says about the administration once he leaves. Will he be like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who once she was out, doubled down and went all the way to comment and say things that she saw and what was going on? Or will he remain silent? Will he go back to being a podcaster? Will he go back to taking money for his opinions? Which, by the way, I think he got an unfair rap on that. He was on Hannity and he said he was paid for his opinion. He was paid for his opinion the way, like, I'm paid for my opinion. Doesn't mean people tell you things. We give an opinion, and then there's ads, and thanks to the AOA holes, there's subscriber support and everything, and that money comes in. You know, that's like, there's no difference than a podcaster than from Piers Morgan. Nobody's necessarily paying Piers Morgan to say something. I mean, maybe some people are. Maybe some people are taking money. But for the most part, I think that's what Dan Bongino meant. I don't think it was like this big, like, admission, but like everywhere you go, everybody's like, see, he finally admitted it. Like, I don't think that's what he meant. And I'm not trying to defend him. I mean, he can go scratch for all I give a shit. It's common sense. Like, a podcaster gets paid for their opinion. It doesn't mean that they were, that money was floated their way. However, like, when it comes to the case of like Tim Pool, that we know for a fact he was paid to back up Russian propaganda. We know that happened for a fact. And now I hear Timmy Pool is claiming that somebody's out to get him or some shit like that, and he's thinking about ending his podcast. It's weird. All of these crazy people who reach insane heights in this medium eventually freak the fuck out and go crazy. Have you noticed that? They go batshit crazy, lose their minds, and eventually wind up quitting. Like Mark Maron had one of the great early podcasts, and he's just like, I'm going to hang it up. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, what? You have to do it twice a week for an hour. How complicated could this be? How could you not fit this in? It doesn't seem like it's something all that difficult to do, All right, what is this going on here? There's a lot of ant chatter in the thing. I don't like people talking about me in my own comment section. When is this saying, Neil? I gotta go find Neil. I wonder if Meghan and Harry have an extra room for rent in their UK home. Neil, you're gonna make Ant jealous if you move in with that. Yeah, if anybody, yeah. Even if somebody said something nice about Meghan Markle, I would be jealous immediately. I'm going to show Meg how a turkey is really prepared. I just cannot believe we went through a whole waste of time. It's like 25 minutes wasting time on what he had to say. So Bongino's out. Let's see what happens with Kash Patel. I know there was some displeasure with Pam Bondi, which really kind of brings us to our Vanity Fair article piece, which is just unreal to me what has happened. Apparently, the White House gave Vanity Fair access for several months here, and they followed a lot of people around, mostly Susie Wiles, who is the White House chief of staff, who arguably runs the country. I mean, everybody knows that the president gets elected, but the chief of staff is really the one kind of running the show. Wiles says this was a disingenuously framed hit piece, yet She also said, she said context was removed, claimed the article painted an unfairly negative picture of Trump's presidency, asserted that the Trump administration achieved more in 11 months than the previous presidents in 8 years, and declared the administration's mission to make America great again true, and that it's continuing. Chris Whipple told CNN that all the interviews are recorded, nothing was fabricated. Wiles and Trump's team are offering a non-denial denial. No one has challenged a single fact in the piece and said the criticism means you've hit a target. And that's what I want to hone in on with this Vanity Fair article. I don't know if anything that Susie Wiles said was ludicrous. Like, she said the president had an alcoholic's mentality or behavior. You know, now we know she didn't say that the president was an alcoholic. She just said he acts like one sometimes, and that he can't pass up on a moment of revenge. That anytime he has an ability to slam somebody, he does. That's true. Like, he does do those things. She criticized Pam Bondi for the whole Epstein thing and said she whiffed at this. That's true. I mean, nobody's denying that. She said that J.D. Vance shifted from calling Trump Hitler and being a conspiracy theorist to, being his right-hand man for political reasons. She said he was a conspiracy theorist for a decade. All of that is true. I think the shocking part here, so for the people that are painting this like, did you hear Trump's an alcoholic? Like, no, idiot. Like, that's not the point. I think the thing to consider here is it's the first time somebody is being honest within the administration about the flaws of the administration, because you will not get that from the president of the United States. You will not hear him saying, yeah, J.D. Vance was a crazy conspiracy theorist. You won't hear him say that he has an alcoholic's person. I mean, you might hear him say that because, meaning he thinks he can do anything. I mean, that's not a surprise. You probably hear him say that. That's not a surprise. But I don't think you'll hear him say that Pam Bondi whiffed on the Epstein stuff. He'd just rather call it a hoax. He would just rather tamper it down and say that it was nothing, So there's nothing shocking or revolutionary coming out of the interview. The shocking part is that it was even said publicly. The shocking part is that it was somebody within the administration saying, hey, yeah, we're not 100%. We've got some issues. Our vice president is a conspiracy theorist. Pam Bondi screwed up the Epstein thing. The president thinks he could do anything. He never passes up an opportunity at retribution. The fact that anybody is saying that is unbelievable, because nobody in this administration talks against this guy, let alone the chief of staff. And they're all filing in behind this. Oh, it's a disingenuous article. It's a disingenuous article. It's not a disingenuous article. And it really is not a disingenuous article if in a couple of days from now, we get the actual audio recordings that they say they have. Because that's where I'm going to put the onus on Vanity Fair. Okay, you say you have these recordings. Now it's time to put them out. And the fact that they haven't put them out yet means nothing to me other than they are just looking at this like a great money-making opportunity. Like, they can let this lie out there for a day or so before they publish those audio recordings on their website, get people to come to their website, get those page views up, charge people more for those ads, which I think they're probably going to wind up doing. And I think they got to go and do that tomorrow because, again, Friday's Epstein Day. Friday is Epstein Day. It all comes out on Friday, if it does indeed all come out and not get blocked by an ongoing investigation. We'll have to see. Couple of quick hits here as we go. Nick Reiner wore a suicide smock and shackles as he made his first court appearance after the murder of his parents. It was this, it's like this big, vest kind of looking thing. It was purple. We only have drawings. He was shackled. People in the courtroom said he had a blank stare on. The more and more you hear stuff, like I saw photos of his arrest, I saw him just like walking. The more you hear about this, it's just the worse it gets with Rob Reiner and his wife. It's just really just an awful, awful situation. People in the hotel said that the hotel room was like covered in blood. We still don't have a time frame on when this happened, if it was right after the Conan party or anything. Speaking of which, they said during the Conan O'Brien party, we talked about it the other day that he got into it with some other celebrities. It turns out he got into it big time with, who's the guy from Saturday Night Live? Who Nick Renner fought with? I can't think of his name now. Somebody in the live chat will have it. Fucking guy that was in everything. I gotta tell you, man, my brain is really shot to shit. It is really going. The one he was in, Bill Hader. Thank you, Robin. That he got into a real thing with Bill Hader at the Conan party, which seems really, really strange. I would have to assume that it happened that night. I mean, he probably was in some kind of rage, or maybe it was late at night, early in the morning, whatever it was. I mean, it would be unbelievable if he had a sleep and then woke up the next morning and decided to do it. They were found at like 3:40, I think, on Sunday afternoon. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they weren't just there for a long period of time, So again, just continuously, just sadness over the Reiner situation over there. This was a crazy. Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, they say was a video game savant who played Wordle less than an hour before the shooting. Now, this is very, very alarming, because if you go into the AOA Discord, we are on like a 140-day Wordle streak. So I don't know what that says about us. But it's kind of weird that this guy was playing Wordle right before this happened. Like, again, I'm not an assassin. I don't really know. Is that like when you get the plan set and you're just kind of like waiting around, you just take out your phone and go, I guess I'll just knock out a Wordle really quick. Like, is that what happens? I mean, it's not crazier than scrolling Twitter, I guess. Do you just scroll Twitter? Do you hit Wordle up? I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, what did all the other assassins do over the course of history? Did John Wilkes Booth, if he had an accident, do you think he was just sitting there with a hangman, just playing hangman with somebody? I don't know what they did back then. So I'm assuming they didn't have Wordle. I mean, maybe they did without the electronic stuff. Maybe somebody just put 5 lines. It was like, guess this 5-letter word, motherfucker. He's like, yeah, I got a couple hours till the play starts. I guess is that how it went? I don't know. Does this make me Anthony Owens again? Am I spreading conspiracy theories? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it all works. And then we got into, we didn't really have a chance to talk about Erica Kirk and Candace Owens. Those two, they had that big meeting the other day, and then Candace Owens playing. I mean, it's all WWE. It's all, she comes in and she's like, oh, people are accusing me of drinking the Kool-Aid because I didn't roast Erica Kirk afterwards and all this stuff. But Erica Kirk saw some things my way, and she's going back and forth. And I'm just looking at this like, you're so full of shit. Like, you're so full of shit. Like, you think people are accusing you of not drinking? Like, what happened? You sat there, you felt humbled. You felt like, oh, I'm really affecting this person. Like, maybe I should back off a little. But I don't think she is. Because, again, I didn't see the whole Piers Morgan thing, but I don't think she's backing off from it all that much. The same way she's not backing off from the Brigitte Macron thing. You had to see, we got to wrap this up, but you had to see the way she was just like, Brigitte Macron has a penis. Like, she was so defiant over screaming over Piers Morgan airwaves that Brigitte Macron has a penis. It's just, you love to see the passion in somebody. I'm just gonna search. This is probably bad. Candace Owens Macron penis. It says, Aunt, did you mean micro penis? No, Google, son of a bitch. Okay, here it is.
Was established in the court case against him, brought by the families eventually, and I think we're going to see the same thing with Brigitte Macron and you, is that he was weaponizing deliberate lies for money. And I think you
Brigitte
did that.
Macron has a penis. I really want you to know
Brigitte Macron
that.
does not have a penis.
Brigitte Macron has a penis.
No, she doesn't.
I'm sorry.
She had three children.
Did she get it removed?
She had three children.
Yeah, you can have adoptive children. You can call somebody, but Brigitte Macron was born a dude named Jean-Michel Trogneux. Well, and I just feel, I want you to know that. I want you to know that Brigitte Macron probably stands peeing up. Probably pee standing up.
The beauty is we have a big bet.
Probably stands peeing up might be a new shirt. That might be a new shirt. Probably stands peeing up. Was that? Let's go back and get that again. Let's.
You can have adoptive children. You can call somebody, but Brigitte Macron was born a dude named Jean-Michel Trogneux. Well, and I just feel, I want you to know that. I want you to know that Brigitte Macron probably stands peeing up. Probably pee standing up.
The beauty is we have a big bet.
Hey, Kansas. Viola, kiddo. I mean, listen, I know how that goes. Sometimes that old tongue gets a little twisted on you, and there's just nothing you could do about it. But sometimes it leads to good shirt sales, so you never really know.
I think Brigitte
we have
stands.
A big bet, and we're going to find out because it's going to court, and you will lose that court case. I think you will.
Yeah, so that's Piers Morgan. Thanks to Piers Morgan for that. But the way she says it in the beginning.
I told the Alex Jones story is he did incredibly well out of Sandy Hook with his investigations. But as was established in the court case against him, brought by the families eventually, and I think we're going to see the same thing with Brigitte Macron and you, is that he was weaponizing deliberate lies for money. And I think you
Brigitte Macron has a penis. I really want you to know that.
Brigitte Macron does not have a penis.
Brigitte Macron has a penis.
No, she doesn't.
I'm sorry.
She had three children.
Did she get it removed?
She had three children.
Yeah, you can have adoptive children. You can call somebody, but Brigitte Macron was born a dude named Jean-Michel Trogneux. Well, and I just feel, I want you to know that. I want you to know that Brigitte Macron probably stands peeing up. Probably pee standing up.
Probably stands peeing up. That shirt should be on sale within the hour. Probably stands peeing up is so great. But just the way she goes, Brigitte Macron has a penis. I almost want to make that my ringtone. There's just something so assholic about it that it's just like, that'll be when I go to close my eyes tonight to go to sleep. I will just be hearing in my head, Brigitte Macron has a penis. Brigitte Macron. I just do the tone in which she delivers it. There's really something to that. It is quite spectacular. It's just quite spectacular. We don't have Stan's peeing up shirt in the AOA shop as of yet, but we do have some wonderful items for everybody. If you're looking for that last minute gift and you're trying to get some shopping done, if you have an AOA fan in your life or you just want to treat yourself, or you like having relations with somebody who's not your partner while your partner sits in an adjacent chair, guess what, kids? We got something for you. We got the Cuck Chair merch line that has been launched. You're looking at the t-shirt right there. We've got hoodies and a mug as well. Look at that. Long sleeve shirts. Oh my gosh. It's all there. We got the trophy husband shirts, which, by the way, if your husband watches you bang some other dude, you might want to get him both the Cuck Chair and the trophy husband shirt, because that's a solid guy right there. That's a solid dude. You know, that's a guy who's really cares about your happiness. And then as we celebrate the release of the Epstein files on Friday, the Epstein files released the Epstein files design that we have in the store right now. Very, very big. It's got the AOA logo on the back, as all our merch has, in the AOA black, which is the blackest black out there. When you look at an AOA shirt and you see how black it is, you find yourself wondering, can this be any more black? And the answer is no. How much more black can this be? None more black. R.I.P. Rob Reiner. We miss you and we love you. Yeah, the more you research, for my conspiracy theory friends out there, don't make you a bad person to love the conspiracy theories. You know, we've got lots of great new designs in the store right now. Of course, some of our classics, the coat rack, I'm here for cuddles. We've got it all. It's all there. It's all in the AOA store. Visit shopanthonyonair.com or click on the Anthony On Air merch store link. There's my Viola shirt, the Go Ahead Legalized Comedy. This is also one of my faves. This is good in a hoodie for the winter. Powered by Coffee and Spite. Love this design. Powered by Coffee and Spite. Neil wants to create a shirt that says, release the Trumpstein files. That'll sell. That'll sell in some corners. That's for sure. We got our gluten-free. We got our not on our bingo card for 2026 design. We've got it all, folks. We've got a little something for everybody. Head on over to the store right now. Take advantage because we've been too lazy to take off the early bird special. I think you can still save 10% with the code earlybird. I'm not 100% sure. If you can't, just shoot me an email. We'll make sure. Oh, confirm you're a human. There we go. Great. Great news. Let me see. How do we confirm I'm a human? Oh, these are fun games. All right, everybody, let's play. Let's play the game. Choose all the bags. And there's a series of beds and bags and a bucket. There's one bucket. Should we pick the bucket? I love how we have to prove to robots that we're human. There are 4 bags here. What? I got it wrong? Oh, I missed this one. Okay. I missed the top one. Now I have to do it again. Your penalties. Choose all the curtains. Okay. None of these is J Sab's mom spread eagle. So that's, meat curtains. Looks like they're just regular curtains. J Sab's would have laughed at. J Sabs would have been fucking laughing her ass off at that joke. Yes, we got it right. Success. We've proved we're human. We can shop on the Anthony On Air store. I love it. Suck it, AI. You can't shop here because you're not human. Only human beings can. I do love the Spectrum microphone that we have here. This is old school design. This is going way, way back. The old Spectrum design. This is before we were putting the logo on the back. We just put Anthony On Air. This is so old school. I got to take this down one day. Probably going to take this down soon. So if anybody's thinking about buying the old Spectrum designs, they ain't going to be there for long. Isn't going to happen for a while. Cue up the music. We got to go. It has been a pleasure, everybody. But your old pal Ant has lots of holiday things to continue to do. It's the most wonderful time of the fucking year. So I'll be doing all sorts of wonderful holiday things once I leave you. But just know that I will miss you while I'm gone. Now, our little air playing music thing that you're hearing right there has 1% on it. So I'll be amazed if we actually make it all the way to the end of the show. This is some sad news. Friday is our last show of the year. I'm trying to figure out a way to do a little surprise show at some point between Christmas and New Year's. There it goes. It didn't last. Did you see that? I knew it wouldn't last. We're trying to figure that out. I cannot make any promises. All I will say is this. Stay tuned to our socials. Stay tuned to our Facebook. Join our Discord if you haven't yet, because if we do decide to do a pop-up, we will let everybody know in all of those areas. All right, so you can join us for some fun. I guarantee you this will be a loose, fun podcast. We're just going to hang out and have a good time, maybe a couple of cocktails, enjoy some holiday break time together, and it'll be magical. It'll be like if we have a snowman on the beach. It will really be quite a thing. Or perhaps just a holiday. Maybe we'll use this. This is kind of nice. Or do you guys like this one? This is kind of fun for our little holiday break show. Maybe we do Friday. Maybe Friday we'll do this. We'll have this on and it'll be the AOA holiday party. I'm going to cut a promo right now. Join us Friday, everybody, for the AOA holiday party, where we will talk about festive holiday things like the release of the Epstein list. It's not so festive, but at least there'll be festive decorations around the Epstein list, if that does anything for you. Is that a good promo or what? Maybe not. Maybe not. Enjoy your Thursday, everybody. I'll see you on Friday for the last show.